welcome to the show. So it's happened. Elon Musk has finally acquired Twitter. He's changed his Twitter bio to Chief Twit and posted the following simple declaration. The bird is freed. But many people aren't too happy about it. Washington Post columnist Taylor Lorenz claimed that it's like the gates of hell opened on this site tonight. Writing in The Atlantic, Charlie Warzel wrote that there is, both inside and outside the company, an apocalyptic feel to the ordeal. My favourite has got to be from The Independent, that publication that used to be a newspaper and has since turned into an adolescent online blog for soft-witted conformists. And they've run with R.I.P. Twitter, dead at the hands of Elon Musk. Now, in this particular article, the author describes Elon Musk as a right-wing radical. He isn't, by the way, and claims that his takeover of Twitter, quote, will bring nothing but the demise of democracy. Well, at least they're not overreacting. All of these kinds of hysterical responses are pretty much self-satirising, of course, but there's always a meme that captures the moment. Many of Musk's critics have claimed that it's hugely problematic when billionaires have too much power over public discourse, which isn't a bad point, but I can't help but notice that they weren't complaining when the super-woke billionaire Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post. The reason they're so upset, of course, is that they don't see Elon Musk as being on their side. In fact, Musk himself has made clear why he wanted to buy the platform. This is what he said. The reason I acquired Twitter is because it is important to the future of civilization to have a common digital town square where a wide range of beliefs can be debated in a healthy manner without resorting to violence. And there you have it. That's why they're so afraid, because disciples of the new religion of critical social justice, colloquially known as wokeness, don't believe in free speech. And for a long time now, Twitter, which like most corporations has been completely captured by this ideology, has been enacting policies that censor points of view that the executives don't agree with. It has deliberately vague terms of service that mean it can delete accounts at will without having to give a reason. It has a chillingly named Trust and Safety Council that decides which opinions are acceptable and which are not. So, if you're a feminist who believes that acknowledging the reality of biological sex is crucial for women's rights, you can find yourself removed from the platform. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because you've indulged in wrongthink. Twitter has also purged satirical accounts that mock the ideological worldview of its staff. The hugely popular account, the Babylon Bee, was locked out for a satirical tweet and was told that it would only be reinstated if they confessed to indulging in hate speech. Well, what they said wasn't hateful, so they refused, and they haven't been able to use the platform ever since. Sometimes Twitter users are punished without even being told what their crimes are, like in Kafka's novel, The Trial. Sometimes the Trust and Safety Council at Twitter has even prevented users from sharing news stories that they don't like. Most famously, the New York Post was locked out of its account for a piece about Hunter Biden's laptop. The contents of the report turned out to be true, but in the run-up to the election, this wasn't really very convenient for Twitter's preferred candidate. But now it's possible that Elon Musk will be rectifying some of these authoritarian policies. Within hours of arriving at Twitter, Musk fired a number of the top executives, including Vijaya Gadde, who was head of legal policy and trust. It was Gadde who made the decision to delete the account of the then-sitting president, Donald Trump. And for a long time, activists have been defending Twitter's right to censor content on their platform. The usual refrain is, well, Twitter is a private company. It can do whatever it likes. Well, they're not saying that very much this week, are they? Of course, Twitter isn't real life. It's a cesspit where complicated arguments are reduced to simplistic binaries of good and evil. But the problem is that all of the media and political class are addicted to it, and much of the degraded discourse of Twitter tends to leak out into the real world. So it's important. As Musk pointed out, it has become the de facto public square, and there's no point in having a public square if some voices can't be heard. So the question now is, will Elon Musk be true to his word? Since his acquisition of Twitter, he's posted this. Twitter will be forming a content moderation council with widely diverse viewpoints. No major content decisions or account reinstatements will happen before that council convenes. Well, I'm all for diverse viewpoints, but I'm not so sure a content moderation council is even necessary. Other than the removal of illegal material, Surely the block and mute functions are sufficient. Each user can moderate his or her own experience of the platform. When I see someone tweeting something obnoxious or abusive, I just block them. I don't want to see them censored. I just don't want to listen to what they've got to say. And I certainly don't want Silicon Valley tech giants deciding what I can or cannot read. I'd rather not be patronised. The price we pay for free speech is that some terrible people will say terrible things. But at the same time, we can never be sure which of today's heresies won't be the certainties of tomorrow. There are many ideas which were once considered dangerous that we now accept as true. No doubt Galileo or Charles Darwin would have been pronounced guilty of hate speech if such a concept existed in their times. Without freedom of speech, we cannot grow or innovate or develop as a society. It is the bedrock of all of our liberties. Now, Twitter once saw itself as the free speech wing of the free speech party. Well, those days are long gone, and for years now, it has been run by authoritarians who believe that their values should be imposed onto everyone else. It's too early to say whether Elon Musk will successfully restore free speech to the platform, but with all the major social media companies in lockstep in their support of a regressive and illiberal ideology, Musk's intervention can hardly make matters worse.